That's Ward. That's Kiros. And that's probably... Is it? Could it possibly be the President of Esthar? Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the leg cramping, the boisterous, the hand shaking, long-haired buffoon himself is none other than... Dun dun dun! It's Laguna Loire himself. That's right. Laguna Loire, the guy who we've been sent back in time to relive his memories. The dorky Galbadian soldier with Kiros and Ward and all his romantic tales and saving Ellen and revolting and stopping Adele. This guy is now, in our time, the President of Esthar. And it's probably because of how he was able to help stop Adele. And remember when the President came and let us walk away out of the Sorceress Memorial with the Renoa? Courtesy of Laguna. Sort of fairies? No, we were inhabiting your dreams. So I'm Laguna, President Laguna Loire of Esthar. Oh man. Never thought you'd see that text, did you? But yeah, as soon as they say Kiros called from the Presidential Palace, you pretty much have to know. So it's cool. Laguna Loire, he's here in our real time. This guy we've been living through vicariously is here in our face. And fucking Ward and Kiros are here with him. It's so great. The President, this Joker, pleased to meet you. And he looks the same. If we weren't in a state of emergency, I'd talk to you some more. But, well, whatever, let's talk. So he's like, yeah, we're in a state of emergency, but fuck it. You'll never get going if President Laguna keeps talking. So why don't you guys throw out some questions and he'll try to answer them. Laguna's like, okay. Alright, so we've got our basic thing here where we can... Well, I guess I gotta walk up to him. Man, you look way too serious. Whatever. So yeah, we get our basic viable options here. So explain the mission to defeat Ultimeshia is basically where we're going with this. But we'll see what he's got to say about everything else. Basically, where's Ellen? You know, she was on the White Siege ship, and then the Esthar soldiers came and took her off that last we know. So, that was your people, Laguna, so we imagine you had something to do with that, so you know where she is now, I'm assuming? What the heck has he done with his life, don't you wonder? When Ellen was about 2, there was a massive hunt for girls in Esthar. Esthar soldiers came to Windhill, and Elle's parents resisted. They were killed on the spot. Damn, son. Seems like Esthar was pretty fucked up back in the day. The massive hunt was to find the successor for Esthar's ruler, Sorceress Adele. Ellen was raised by Rain, who lived next door, and I came to know her. Then there was another massive hunt for a successor in Esthar again. Elle was taken away, even though I was there. It's the most painful episode of my life. This is the most painful episode of my life. So I rescued her and sent her off to Windhill. Shortly after that, Rain died. Oh, Rain died. No, Laguna, no! And Ellen was sent straight to an orphanage. Why didn't you go back to Windhill with her? I wanted to. But I had my reasons. I'm assuming his reasons were to stay here in Esthar and rule the country. I found out about this afterward, but the reason why Ellen had to leave the orphanage was because of her special power. So last we left off with Laguna was when he found Ellen in Dr. Odini's lab and rescued her. That was what he was talking about when they took her again, and he came back here and rescued her, and then they were talking about the Resistance and Adele and all that, and we saw that as well. So, after that, she was sent back to Windhill. Immediately after that, then Rain died. I'm just closing the gap here. Then Rain died, she was sent to an orphanage, and Laguna was stuck here for his reasons, which we are to assume was leading the revolution, becoming president, basically just getting Esthar together, because they looked up to him to do it. And because he probably didn't know Rain died and that Ellen was sent to an orphanage. So the reason why Ellen had to leave the orphanage was because of her special power. Doc Odini wanted to do research on Ellen's special power. He looked for her everywhere. The owners of the orphanage were Sid Kramer and his wife Adele. Yeah, well, we were all there, my friend. We were all there. So she was in that orphanage, and we all know that, because Squall conveniently referred to her as Sis. Kramers took Elle out of the orphanage to protect her. They prepared a big ship to accommodate her. Gracious of them, huh? After a while, the ship turned into their orphanage, and Elle looked after all the kids. Yep, and I think they were talking about Balam Garden, of course. Right? She said her life on the ship was a happy one, but who knows? I don't know how she could have been happy on a ship. She was on the ship for over 10 years. Or maybe they're talking about the White Seed ship. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah, so she was on that ship for 10 years. That ship was attacked by Galbadia recently. Esthar's ship rescued them, and she finally met up with me. It was pure luck that we found her. I was out in space at that time. Ellen followed me out to space. Oh, yeah, that's right. Also, if you remember, the President of Esthar was out personally checking the locks on Adele's tomb when we were out there in the lunar base. So, yeah, that was Laguna, who was out there at the same time Ellen was, checking the locks on Adele's seals. Little Elle was all grown up. Then she told me everything. Did she get back safely from space? Our escape pod rescue team was a little late. Ellen was taken into custody by Galbadia. She's inside Lunatic Pandora. We're gonna rescue her. Help us out, okay? Ah, I see. So Galbadia found her from the rescue pod from the lunar gate. Okay. Or the lunar base, I guess I should say. So that's what happened to Ellen now. So once again, Laguna is on the hunt to rescue Ellen. That's pretty much what he's been doing. It's a 50-50 shot. Either he's just fucking around or he's rescuing Ellen. That's pretty much his lot in life. So now let's ask about Rain. We know she died, but Rain's story? Some other time, maybe. No, I can't. It's too much for me to remember. Oh yeah, too painful for him. I would understand. Let me out of this room. Let's see what he's doing here. How he became into this position. You know what I've been doing all my life, right? Yeah, pretty much. You were a silly Galbadian soldier. I didn't like your attitude at all. Fuck you, Squall. But I understood the bond between the three of you. Then you changed after you went to Windhill. Then Ellen was abducted by Esthar and you went on a journey to get Ellen back. You wrote articles and appeared in movies to get by. You were trying to find a way into Esthar. You somehow got into Esthar and rescued Ellen. I got a lot of help along the way. What I don't understand is, why are you the president? Want to know? It's a long story. Pfft, let's fucking do it. Can't 100% the game if we don't hear the story. You want to hear it? Really? Okay, I'll tell you. I only set out to rescue Ellen, but of course that wasn't the end of the story. It's a country ruled by sorceress Adele with the ingenious yet inhumane Odini. Both of them were interested in Ellen. We couldn't just pack up and leave. Well, you could have, actually, but I could see why you thought it was not a genuine possibility. Adele will be angry. My research will be kaput. Yeah, but he's got to take his darling. Odini only thought about his research. Of course he did. You tell him, Ward. You tell that fuck. But while researching under Adele's orders, he was still making many inventions. Naturally. It was a device to seal magic. The sealing facility. Ah, you're talking about, the Sorceress Memorial. Maybe Adele can be defeated. I owed a big favor to the Adele Resistance who helped me rescue Ellen. Right. We do remember this. So basically the reason he stayed is because he owed him a favor. I spoke with my comrades. 2 issues came up. First, stopping the Crystal Pillar from calling monsters from the moon and destroying everything like what happened in Centra. Second, freeing Esthar from Adele's hands. We planned and planned, based on my brilliant ideas, of course. Asshole. Alright, so their plan was to stop Adele and to get rid of Lunatic Pandora. Because without Lunatic Pandora, Lunar Cry cannot happen. We're back in the Lunatic Pandora research facility. So that's the Lunatic Pandora behind it. Didn't notice that before, I thought that was just the building. There is only one goal. And that is domination of the world. But no. So it's pretty obvious what happened. You can just fill in the gaps. Galbadia, the Galbadia salvaged Lunatic Pandora out of the ocean, so it's obvious it was put in the ocean by somebody. Following Odini's instructions, we operated the panel and moved the crystal pillar. Yes, we set the course and the stop point in the ocean, and goodbye. They buried that fucker. Whoa! Seems like a good enough plan. It's about really the best you can do. Just throw it in the ocean. The real question is, how the fuck did Galbadia get it out? That was easy, but we were found out. So we gathered for a final battle to lure Adele. Well, of course, yeah, you're not going to move the huge-ass fucking Lunatic Pandora without nobody seeing it. Look at Adele in all her glory. Adele appeared as we expected. What is going on? I don't know why I like to give Adele a manly voice when she's a woman, but... We hunted down the culprit who moved the crystal pillar. Where? Inside there. Ellen's been taken hostage. I knew she would go in right away if I mentioned Ellen. Nice. And there is the darling Ellen herself. You thought I would fall for that trick? Adele realized that Ellen was a hologram, but it was too late. Yeah, of course. My plans are always... perfect! Kiros Ward now! Ha ha ha! Piece of cake! Get fucked, Adele. Adele was careless. She may be a sorceress, but after all, she was human. And so Adele became sealed. We succeeded, but we couldn't keep such a dangerous sorceress around as a trophy. We had to do something. So you already threw something in the ocean, so why not throw something out into space? So we decided to send her far, far away. To a galaxy far, far away. Someplace very far, into outer space. Naturally. Oh, they sent her out on the Ragnarok. Now it makes sense why the Ragnarok was missing. Because... oh wait, never mind. There's a bunch of Ragnaroks. Never mind. God, those things are so fucking cool looking. It's like the coolest spaceship of all time. And that about wraps that part up. But the real work began after that. A fierce debate ensued about who should govern this country after Adele was gone. I wasn't paying close attention while they made me up to be this hero of the revolution, and I ended up being president. Odini made a lot of noise about wanting to do research on Ellen. It was a mistake to send Ellen alone back to Rain. Rain died, and Elle was sent to the orphanage. If I had only gone to Windhill with Elle, I would have been able to see Rain one last time. Rain was dead. Ellen missing. My job kept me busy. I was left here thinking about this and that, and before I knew it, all this time had passed. Well, that's about it. So there you go, folks. That is the story of how Laguna became President of Esthar. So let me out of this room. Just listen to the mission briefing. Of course. So now it's time. We've learned all we can about Laguna, his past, where Ellen is, about Rain, all that stuff. It is now finally time to listen to what we came here to find out, and that is how we are going to defeat Ultimeshia. Straight to the heart of the matter. Well, it wasn't straight to the heart of the matter. I asked about it. Just like a workaholic seed. So I'm going to be reading the text during this cutscene here, I guess you could say, just because it's very important information, but normally I'm not going to be reading the text anymore if it's not super important, so... But, you know, just in case, like, some of you guys are not watching this, you're just listening to it in the background while doing homework or something, I'm gonna read it out for you. Is it my turn? Well, if it isn't, fucking Doc Odini. Yeah, make it short and easy to understand. Enunciate, Odini. I will talk however I want. Sorceress Idea told me everything. Sorceress Ultimecia comes from the future to possess the sorceress of present day, meaning she leaves her body in the future and sends only her consciousness here. Does that sound familiar to you? It's like when Ellen sent our consciousness back to the past. You're a smart one. My first guess was that someone in the future with an ability like Ellen was sending the sorceress back here to our time. But no, that is not the answer. So how does the sorceress come back to this time? You want to hear now?
Yeah, sure, tell us.
I kept this a secret to surprise you. It is because of me, Odini. I researched Ellen's power long ago. I made out a pattern from the electric current running through Ellen's brain. Once the pattern was determined, it was easy to mechanize. It may only be a toy right now, but in the time of Ultimecia, it is an impressive working machine. Which means there is a machine which imitates Ellen's power. It is I who made the first model of that machine. I named the machine Junction Machine Ellen. It is a wonderful thing to know that my invention is used in the future.
Junction Machine Ellen.
That's about it.
So Sorceress Ultimecia came to know about Ellen from that machine, and Elle became Ultimecia's target.
You can't blame Odini, it's useless. You want to go outside? You want to fisticuffs? You want a fisticuffs? Okay, we continue the story. Let's see. There is only one way to defeat Ultimecia. You must kill her in the future. There is nothing we can do unless we go to the future.
Really? Time travel? Not gonna happen.
There is no way to jump to the future under normal circumstances. But there is still a way.
Oh really, fool?
It is because Sorceress Ultimecia plans to compress time. Compressing time with magic, what good will it do for the sorceress to compress time? There may be many reasons, but it doesn't matter. Let's just figure out what Ultimecia is up to. In order for Ultimecia to exist in this time, she must take over the body of a sorceress from the present. But the machine must have a limit. Ultimecia probably needs to go back further in time to achieve time compression. Only Ellen can take her back further into the past. That is why she is desperately seeking her. We must take advantage of Ellen's power. There are two sorceresses in our time, Sorceress Renoa and Sorceress Adele. Of the two, Adele has not awakened yet. Once regeneration is completed, neither Laguna nor I will be safe. Sorceress Adele is probably in the process of awakening inside Lunatic Pandora. Ultimecia will want to possess Adele if Adele wakes up. That will be a horrible event. Adele is a horrible sorceress. If Adele's consciousness wins over Ultimecia, Adele will first destroy this era. So we must use Sorceress Renoa to inherit Ultimecia's power. That's all for the mission briefing. First, go to Lunatic Pandora. Ellen's probably being held captive inside, so rescue her first. Then, kill Sorceress Adele before the awakening process is completed. Now, we're left with Renoa as the only sorceress of the era. Then, we wait for Ultimecia to possess Renoa. When Ultimecia arrives, it's Ellen's turn. Ellen will send Renoa back to the past with Ultimecia.
So you're saying the time compression that Ultimecia is working so hard to achieve that we've been fighting, we're gonna let this happen?
Ellen will have to send Renoa and Ultimecia inside another sorceress she knows in the past. Idea or Adele, that's up to Ellen. Once Ultimecia is in the past, she'll use the time compression magic. We will see some influence here. I don't know what kind of influence, but once Ellen feels it, she'll cut Renoa and Ultimecia off from the past. Renoa will come back to this world. Ultimecia also goes back to her own world. That would be left is the time-compressed world. Past, present, and future will all get mixed together. You will keep moving through the time compression toward the future. Once you're out of the time compression, that will be Ultimecia's world. It's all up to you after that.
Okay! So, recap, the plan is to
Basically, we want to be able to control the situation. Ultimeshia already has everything she wants in Lunatic Pandora. She's got Adele, and she's got Ellen. She can possess Adele as soon as Adele wakes up, and then use Ellen to send her into the past, which will allow her to achieve time compression. And the thing about there, and then Ultimeshia will be sent back towards the future once that happens, and Adele will still be here, and Adele will destroy this era, as Odini said there, and then time compression is achieved. And like he said, also, we don't know what Ultimeshia's goal is when all time exists together and is travelable in the same world, but it will have happened, so that's bad. But at the same time, it will allow us to reach Ultimeshia because we can go to the future just by finding Ultimeshia in the world, because the future is existing at the same time. So basically we want to go to Lunatic Pandora, kill Adele, save Ellen in the process for Laguna, and then get, so that we can control it, get, what's her name? Ultimeshia will have no choice but to possess Renoa. Ellen will send her back to the past. Then time compression will happen. Then we get Renoa back. Ultimeshia goes back to the future. And then we all travel to Ultimeshia in the time compressed world and fucking kill her. That's it. And then once we kill her, the time compression will dissolve and Ultimeshia is dead. No more time compressed world, no more threat of being possessed, and Renoa will be safe. So that's the plan. And it's not a terrible plan. This could actually work. So, Laguna? So, you were briefed about the mission? I don't really understand it either. Will you do it? Yes, I will. Alright! We are going to save the world. Let's go. We'll get aboard the Ragnarok. Let's do the final briefing in there. I always wanted to ride that thing, plus the name sounds so cool. I do love the name Ragnarok. That is also probably the most badass name for the most badass ship of all time. Alright, so here we are in the Ragnarok. Alright! Everyone! From here, we go straight to our final target, Ultimeshia. Let's go over the plan again. First, enter Lunatic Pandora and rescue Ellen. Next, you fight Sorceress Adele. It'll be a surprise attack, show no mercy. Now, here comes the tricky part. Adele will need to pass on her powers before being defeated. Renoa, will you be willing to accept them? Yes. Okay, so Renoa's going to accept Adele's power, which is very much a lot of power. Good. Next, we wait for... oh yeah, the reason we want Renoa to accept them is because if anybody else accepts them, then there will be two sorceresses in this time, and we won't know who Ultimeshia is going to possess. Next, we wait for Sorceress Ultimeshia to possess Renoa. This will be hard on you, Renoa, but will you do it? Yes. Oh, she wasn't as enthusiastic that time. That's the spirit. Then, Ellen sends Renoa and Ultimeshia to the past. Ellen brings back Renoa. Then, head to the future through compressed time. Ultimeshia lives far in the future where none of us can technically exist. There's only one way to make yourself exist in a world like that. As friends, don't forget one another. As friends, believe in one another. Believe in your friend's existence, and they'll also believe in yours. Yeah, this sounds a little cheesy and corny, but I guess. Sure. You're Laguna, so I'll accept it. To be friends, to like one another, and to love one another. You can't do these things alone, you'll need somebody. Right. Right, guys? What place reminds you of your friends? Imagine being in that place with all your friends. Once time compression begins, think of that place and try to get there, that's all. That place will welcome you. You'll be able to get there no matter what period you're in. You'll need love and friendship for this mission, and the courage to believe it. God, he's starting to sound like fucking Taya, dude. It's all about love, friendship, and courage. I'm counting on you guys. Love and friendship and all that sounds corny, but everyone seems to be up for it. You think it'll succeed? We'll try. Very well. So, from this point onward... Oh, Laguna's getting a cramp. Still getting cramps there, huh, old man? Okay, so from this point on, our mission is now to head to the Lunatic Pandora, and that will start the sequence of events. But first, Mr. Laguna Loire here is now a permanent resident of our airship, the Ragnarok. So, at any time, we can press O to go inside and talk to Laguna in the cockpit. Before, there was no way you could talk to Laguna because we didn't know where he was in the current time, but now we do. And I didn't really want to interrupt his briefing or whatever, so, yeah, go down, man. I didn't want to interrupt the mission briefing, it just seemed inopportune. But anyway, now is the time where we're going to go, and we're actually going to play cards with this guy. Yes, we can play the famous Laguna Loire in Triple Triad. And, of course, he is holding none other than the final card in the game, the card of us, ourselves, in the flesh, the Squall card. Alright, man, if you insist, let's do it. Also, Kuros and Ward will stay aboard the ship, so if you want to talk to them, cool. They're fun guys. Alright, so we're still in Esthar, so we're using Esthar rules, and just for fun, I think I'm going to use Laguna's own card against him. Because it's funny. And it doesn't look like he played the Squall card. Or it doesn't look like he has the Squall card. I think if he did, it would have to be at the top of his card list. At least I think. I don't know. I'm not... What did I put that there for? That was dumb. So anyway, we're going to play him for the Squall card here, and once we get it, we will have all the cards in the game, and we should have the star symbol appear next to our card option in the main menu, showing that we have collected all the cards in the game. And that is pretty much what I would classify as one of the biggest things in 100%ing this game. Ooh, baby, and there it is, my friends, the Squall card itself. So as you can see, it pretty much exactly mirrors the Cypher card. Its ideal position is right exactly where he put it, right opposite of Cypher's. And as you can see, it has an ace and a 9 showing. We have an ace and a 9 showing, and it's got a 6 and a 4 against the opposite walls. So, yeah, pretty funny. But he did put it at a -1, so I'm going to go ahead and take it, just because it'll be funny. And then he's going to take my idea, of course. And that's pretty much GG. All the rest of his cards are terrible. And with that, we will take the Squall card. And my friends, that is it. We have completed our Triple Triad collection. So even if you do end up modifying cards, as long as you don't modify the cards you need for the Queen of Cards side quest, you'll be able to complete your card collection even if you modify. And as you can see here, we now have a star symbol by the card option, saying we have every card in the game. And there it is. We have 224 cards, 9 player cards, 21 GFs, 55 bosses, and 139 monsters. And there it is. So, that star symbol. Very hard worked for, but we did it. Anyway, let's talk to Kuros, Ward, and Laguna one more time before I end off this episode. And before we head to the Lunatic Pandora to fucking tear shit up. Ward says, "Good thing you don't look like your father." My father? Wait, Squall's father? Who's Squall's father? And why is it a good thing I don't look like him? You look very much like your mother. Who's my mother? What do you guys know? Laguna? Let's talk when it's all done. I have a lot to tell you. Well, if you don't want to hear it, I'll understand. Okay, so if you don't understand what's happening here, Ward is referring to the fact that I don't look like my father is a good thing because our father is actually Laguna. And Kuros is referring to our mother as, I believe, Julia. It also could have been Rain, but I don't think it's Rain. Well, it might be Rain. It's either Rain or Julia. But basically, what we're gathering from these little bits of information here, they don't go ahead right out and say it, but Laguna said he wants to talk about something, and if he doesn't understand, basically they're hinting that, yeah, Laguna is Squall's dad, and either Julia or Rain was his mother. I would like to say Rain, that seems more romantic to me, but, yeah, Laguna fucking Loire is Squall's dad, and obviously he didn't know about it, or whatever, at the time, and Squall ended up in an orphanage because, you know, Julia or Rain or whoever couldn't take care of them, and they had to give him up for adoption, you know, but it happened to Ellen too, so, Yeah, that's why Laguna would say, "Oh, I understand if you don't want to talk about it, or if you don't want to hear it." So yeah, that's definitely an interesting key point, and it's more than heavily inferred there. It's not just a, like a theory on message boards. Squall is dead, fucking .com or whatever. It's like, no. By the information given you there, it's pretty fucking dead set. They don't come right out and say it, but it's pretty obvious that yeah, Laguna is Squall's father. The mother, not so much, but I like to think. I mean, I don't know if the timeline lines up that Rain could be Squall's mother, but Julia, I could deal with that too. All right, so we're gonna head over here towards the direction of the Pandora that is very lunatic. Where is it? Somewhere over here, over the rainbow. Where the fuck are you? It's Lunar Gate, okay. We haven't gone far enough then. It's Sorcerer's Memorial. Oh no, I've gone far enough. We're hitting the fucking gate. Oh god, there it is, okay. Don't want to get too close with the Ragnarok. That will initiate entering the Lunatic Pandora, and I don't think we... Actually, you know what? I think once you hit the Lunatic Pandora, you can't leave because the Ragnarok is actually unable to leave at that point. So yeah, this is the point of no return, folks. So this is the last episode in which anything could possibly be done. So thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, we head to the Lunatic Pandora to save Ellen, defeat Adele, achieve time compression, and finally whoop Ultimeshia's ass. I'll see you guys next time in the end game of Final Fantasy VIII.